Hi, my name is Natalie Garcia, and I'm happy to share with you today my experience working at Helendale School District as an intern for educational counseling. Finding, I'm interested in pursuing a master's degree in educational counseling, so I wanted to do my internship with a counselor to make sure that the career was a good fit before I spent time and money continuing my education. My husband is a teacher, so I could have done my internship at his school district, but because of the Child Home and Community class offered by BYU Idaho, I wanted to intern at the community where we lived because I understood the dynamics and the demographics of our little community. I contacted the school district, introduced myself, and asked if they offered opportunities for college interns. They gave me the email of the Director of Pupil Services, who is Dr. Michael Esposito. I sent an email inquiring about my internship. It gave the time period I needed to be done by, along with the number of hours that I needed to complete. Dr. Esposito then called me asking if I was interested in counseling for elementary or high school, to which I replied that I was looking for a well-rounded experience and would like to work both if the opportunity was present. After getting an interview and submitting a resume, I received approval from the superintendent of the school district. I was able to move forward with my internship application through BYU Idaho until it was approved. So, through the district, I was sent to Independence Charter Academy. Independence Charter Academy is an independent study program serving families and students in traditional kindergarten through 12th grade. Students meet with their assigned teacher by appointment on a schedule based upon the student's needs. So, some students meet once a day for 2 hours, and others will meet up to 4 days um, a week for 2 hours. It really all depends on the needs of the student. Students in grade TK through 6 are assessed at regular scheduled appointments, so just that one appointment. The TK through 6th grade students that come in either just come in for additional tutoring, or they can come in for some additional classes that are given to promote interaction. So there's a Wild Wednesday where they get to do art, play PE outside, do some kind of fun, wacky science project. So that's a whole lot of fun. In the junior high and high school level, there's a science program where the kids get to come and they earn credit for that. Students that are in grades 7 to 12 are tested at the end of each unit of study, and course and grades are based on a combination of their daily schoolwork and unit tests. Independence Charter Academy is a charter school. Charter schools are publicly funded independent schools established by teachers, parents, or community groups under the term of charter with a local or national authority. This gives the schools flexibility to create practical curriculum that truly meets the students' needs in ways that public schools can't. They create an environment where students of all grade levels can excel. For high school students, individuals can elect to take classes that match their post-graduation ambition, including college prep or concurrent enrollment classes, as well as technical education pathway for those planning to enter the workforce after graduation. There's also a fantastic special education team that works on all grade levels. Responsibilities. As an educational counselor, there's many hats that they wear. One of the responsibilities I had was listening to students' concerns about academic, emotional, or social problems. Mr. Chris had an open door policy where students can just come in and share any concerns or family issues or issues with siblings, really just anything that they wanted to talk about. They could come in while he was at work. We also had students that came in on a regular schedule and sat with us and for sometimes half an hour to an hour, depending on the issue. We had one student who struggled with anxiety, so getting to come in and sit and discuss needs that were going on in her family, as well as setting goals for her academics so that things didn't get too bombarded, um, and accelerate her anxiety. It was really helpful for her. Another responsibility was helping students process their problems and plan goals of action. So we want children to be able to act for themselves, to be able to understand their emotions and what is going on in their lives. And so whether that mean behavior modifications, or that could also mean setting academic goals. Independence Charter Academy facilitates children who are on the path to college. We also have students who come in who are in our program, as well as taking classes at the community college. So we have students that are very driven, but there are also students who are there who just struggle academically, and so being able to come in and to plan their own goals of action and being able to take responsibility of their education really does empower them, and it makes them want to stay on track. Another responsibility is to be in contact and offer support for students who are struggling academically, as well as keeping in contact with parents and guardians. So we would go through and check students regularly, and to make sure that they were on track. The program that they use is we're able to see when they log on and they log off, and to make sure that they are moving forward. The suggestion is always to work 4 hours a day, 5 days a week, but that's not always the case for every student. Not all of them are that interested and working that many hours every single day. So we have to make sure that we keep on top of those students and make sure that we let them know that we're watching and that they can get through the program. And we also want to make sure that we let their parents or guardians know of where they're at in their academics. The other responsibility I had was assisting college application, jobs, and scholarships. We had a senior day and invited all the seniors to come, and I was in charge of going over their FAFSA, letting them know that here in the state of California, if you enroll in 12 units or more at a community college level, that your education is paid for, and that they can use the money from their Pell Grants that they receive in order to pay for their books. So they really do have a 2-year of debt-free opportunity that they have. They are interested in pursuing a college degree. Another thing that was important is keeping track of test scores to ensure students were placed in the correct classes. Going over test scores. It's possible that a student can be put in classes that are too hard, or they can be accidentally placed in classes that are too easy. So it's really important to keep track of those test scores and to go over the student's schedule to make sure that they are taking the classes that they need, that we understand their goals, so that we make sure that if they are on a college path, that we have them in college prep classes, and if they are looking into tech or looking into getting into a career after they graduate, that we are giving them opportunities on that level as well. So that's very important. I also developed procedure guidelines for topics such as grief counseling, depression, cutting, harm to self, eating disorders, and signs of depression and suicide. These are all adolescent situations, and we've had parents who have come in with children who are struggling. So having these guidelines on hand has been really beneficial, to be able to hand something to the parent that's tangible. Many times they're in, of course, crisis mode, and we share with them things, and we give them support, and we offer them resources, but they can walk out of our room and really not remember anything. So being able to give them this paperwork that kind of outlines things that we went over and the various resources within the community is really, really helpful. Some benefits. I feel like I probably gave or gained so much more that I gave, but I can honestly say that while I was there, I was dependable and prompt. I maintained a positive attitude and was always willing to do what I was asked to do. Um, I was enthusiastic about being at Independence Charter Academy and was always friendly to everyone that I came in contact with. Some other um, feelings that I had were that I'd like to think that I made connections with some students and parents, and that it was a source of encouragement for those students that have struggled personally. I know that I felt a connection and was really sad that my internship was over. My personal benefits are so great. I had a hands-on experience working with a counselor, which was just fantastic. I learned how to meet the emotional needs of children at various various age groups, and means to support them, which is really important. We know that not all children are the same, and that we need to make sure that we are age appropriate with them. So not only just reading something out of a textbook, but getting to actually see and meet with students was really beneficial. We learned how to be encouraging and give academic support to students. It's really important to let students know that they are okay, that they're doing good. Lots of times they come from situations where they're just constantly feel a lot of negativity, and so being able to come to school and be able to get the support that they need, and to really know that they're doing well and that they're good and that they are have something to offer, and to be able to see those strengths in them, it really makes all the difference in the world. I also understood how to enroll new students, read transcripts, and put together classes for the students. And so that's just kind of like that unfun paperwork, but it's a necessity. I also made contacts with faculty in the schools as well as in the school district that'll be beneficial when I'm ready to find employment. I was also given 2 letters of recommendation that I'll be able to use when applying for jobs in the future. Connections between school and internship. I really felt like there were so many things that came to mind as we were working with students, and really feel like even though my major is marriage and family studies, there's just so many things that we have to offer in understanding what goes on in the home and maybe what students are going to. But one thing that I really felt impressed upon was family system theory. And it's interesting how people stay in the same state of homeostasis even when there's trouble. They bring their children who do not want to study or are failing to get good grades. They bring them to our school, hoping that being in our program will help their child change. And the big issue is that this is just a first order change, because the parents still do not check in with their children or are encouraging that their children do work. They bring the failure solely on the student, and so the family does not see their pattern of behavior and how it affects the student. And so no true change is made. We make home visits and try to bring order, but families tend to fall into entropy very quickly. So would I recommend Independence Charter Academy? And I absolutely would. I actually loved working with Mr. Christ. He has 43 years of experience in counseling. He's actually retired and came back, and he's worked in traditional schools as well as expulsion schools. So he really knows how to connect with people. If you're interested And coming to